Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back. I'm not going to lie, I'm quite excited about this one. Playing some Modern today. This is a definitely categorised as a brew. This is a 17 land aggro deck with 4 Tarmogoyfs and 4 Nimble Mongoose. Handful of other creatures, 2 Snaps, a Borrower, a Bone Crusher Giant and a Bedlam Reveler, which you find with the 4 Traverse the Orvan World. It's very easy to get Delirium because you have 4 Mishra's Baubles and 4 Once Upon a Time, so often you can get several types with fetch lands as well. You can get several types on turn 1 at no cost to yourself. You also have 4 Thought Scours as enablers, and Delirium is great with Tarmogoyf and with Threshold for Mongoose, so it all makes sense. We've also got 2 Tarfires, some Bolts and a Flame Slash for removal, Force Negation and 2 Spell Pierces for interacting with non-creatures, a Royal Scions as an additional threat and a way for beating tiny annoying blockers, and then some sideboard cards, nothing very exciting over here, an Ooze and a Sage to search for, and a Staticaster, and then some cheap relevant pieces of interaction. So that's my deck. Gonna play some games. I'm excited. I've been just playing a little bit with it, and it's powerful and it's fun. So it is a teensy bit inconsistent, but what isn't? It's a great hand. Gonna cast once. Probably looking for a Tarmogoyf type situation, but I would settle for a fetch as well. I guess Snap. It's not quite what I had in mind. Gonna bobble me. Breeding Pool I don't particularly want. I'm giving strong consideration to casting this just to put another type in the yard. It also shuffles away the Breeding Pool, but at the same time, it's just another land coming anyway. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to get a basic island and pass. So you can see we're on turn 1 and we're a fetch land away from having Delirium. The Mongoose is about to be alive, and by alive I mean a 3/3. Other things I considered in that role as like 1-mana threats for the deck were somewhat frustratingly, Thought Scour will put us on 6 cards. Were Monastery Swiftspear, Nullwood Dryad, which I thought would be amusing, and Delver, but I concluded that Mongoose had the best like synergy with the rest of the deck. Opponent's taken an awful long time to read the goose. Maybe they're unfamiliar. Who can blame them? It doesn't really see play outside of Legacy Rug. Or Canadian Threshold, which I guess is something you could name this. I think there's a space for some amount of Wrenn and 6 in this deck as well, but I just can't figure out if they should be main or side. I suspect side for bringing in for like grindy matchups. And in that scenario, if I am playing them, I'm probably playing like a Waterlogged Grove or a Fiery Islet as well. Probably over the second shock land of that colour pair. So I guess given that I think breeding pools are slightly more important than steam vents, I would probably play a Fiery Islet over a second steam vents. I don't know what's going on with opponent's connection. I think we can conclude they're no longer reading the mongoose and it's just a small technical issue, so apologies for this. I'll come back to you when it's started again. Alright, we're back up and running. Opponent is taking their second turn, or at least could be. I think we can assume Hamrick is a relation of Pickle-Rick, but I have no evidence for that. I'll not be blocking, I'll just be thought scouring myself. I wish I had the option of putting the prerequisite number of cards in the yard. It's not terrible. Bolt is tremendous. I'm going to get a Kiln Fiend because it's slightly more threatening. I'm probably going to snap bolt the Soulscar Mage next turn. Does opponent have a mutagenic growth? That'd be fucking sad. Plus no, I believe is the young people way of expressing that emotion. But yeah, my plan at the moment is just to hold up Petty Theft and once. I don't think I need to attack because I think I'm clearly not the aggressor against Red Prowess. So we're just going to see what happens. Yep. So they're lava darting me, I assume, because the goose is non-dartable. I'm getting the impression the opponent's kind of struggling with the interface. I'm wondering if they're a newer player. Or at least new to MTGO, not necessarily new to Magic. I am a little bit worried about my life total, so I'm strongly considering bouncing an attacker because I can't really block because Lava Dart means they'll have a 3/4, so that would just be dumb. If they go to combat, I'll probably, especially if they tap their other land, that'll be the best solution. Then it buys quite a lot of time if I bounce the Soulscar specifically. Yeah, you can see we have no difficulty enabling the graveyard stuff with wants and bauble and fetches and everything else. It's quite a consistent package. Goyfs are tremendous in this deck. They're like always 4/5s and often 6/7s because of Tarfire and baubles. and there's one Planeswalker. Yeah, I apologise for opponent's pace of play. It's getting a bit silly now. Oh, it's not there, is it? It's going to be here. Yep. A lava spike and a lava dart. Okay, well, they know what they want to do. I'll give them that. Let me just mute my phone. Sorry about this. It's a great one. Just going to kill that Swift Spear now. I think I just took myself... That was ridiculous. Took myself off threshold. How stupid can you get? Sorry, viewers, for being moronic. Having just been saying how good and easy the graveyard system is. Rather blew that. So they've got a Soul Scar in hand, which isn't really a surprise. I imagine, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I imagine they will spike my face and pass the turn. Yep. Goif's just great. Let's see what else we can do. That should be really hard for them to attack through. I think I can... They've got 2 lava darts and 3 cards in hand, none of which I know. I think I can justifiably attack with the Mongoose. I wish they were on 2 points lower, like they should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Reveler only costs 3 now as well, which is good. Next turn I can traverse. Oh, if one of my green sources wasn't Stomping Ground, I could traverse for Goose, play it, and play Reveler. But it's not how it works. You have to cast spells for the right amount. I wonder what they're thinking about. Seems like a fairly easy no blocks to me. Yep. I assume they're not attacking then. I think I'm going to traverse for Bone Crusher Giant in that case and kill the Kiln Fiend. Seems like the quickest way I'd die. Being able to traverse for removal spells has just been fantastic. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying having this option. The other cool thing about these is there's a slight synergy between them and Reveler because they're not in your hand when they're in here, so you don't have to discard them. This is a riskier attack than last time because they might block and then, you know, use a spell plus a lava dart, but I think I'm honestly happy with stuff that's not coming at my face. So, actually, that's not quite true, is it? It all has to come at my face. But what I mean is them doing things defensively, I guess, is maybe the better way to put it. Two lava darts in the graveyard isn't great, I have to say. That's quite threatening. Okay. Okay, that's good. Misty is probably good. Let's refuel. Cast this. Doesn't really matter because I'm fetching. Oh, Christ. That was a misclick. I'm going to go basic. Can't really put myself on 3 because of Bolt. Okay. Kind of have to do it this way then. Well, that's bad. Okay. Yeah, I just have to ship it back. that wasn't. There should be another 5/6 on our side, and that shouldn't be a breeding pool. A bit worried about losing the game. Although I don't think I was necessarily winning anyway. It was, and continues to be, a very close game. No main deck life gain might be one of the deck's weaknesses, but hopefully this is just a Kiln Fiend. We can beat Kiln Fiend. Lava Dart face, yeah, that's fine. I wonder what they've floated to. Maybe they've got a light up the stage in hand. There's one more lava dart in the graveyard as well. Hit a bolt. That is lethal. I assume they're going for it. I think I would. They've got their own Reveler, okay. Well, they've still got mana to cast both Bolt and Lava Dart. Because the Lava Dart flashback is 0 mana. Go to 1. I assume they're just killing me, but... yeah. So, I don't think my punt made a difference, but it was still bad. Game 2. We will have Scavenging Ooze or Weather the Storm. Do I want Grafdigger's Cage enough to cut my snaps is the question. Because they're like you can't keep snaps in if you've got that in. Probably not. Sinkhole seems good. Borrower dying to Lava Dart is probably enough of a disincentive. Force doesn't seem necessary. And I'm going to cut probably a Tar Fire. No, I need all the removal I can get. That's a stupid decision. I'll cut the 4th ones. That seems better. The sideboarding is unscientific, to say the least. I mean, the sideboard itself is a guess, and I haven't played enough games against a wide enough array of decks yet to know what we're terrible against, what we're good against, what makes enough of a difference, etc. But I'm sure we will learn. I think to win this matchup, the key is probably just fast Tarmogoyfs, like a turn 2 Tarmogoyf, nice and big. If the opener has a free spell and a Thought Scour, for example, seems like the way forward to me. But I guess we'll find out. Either way, it's fun. You have a 1-mana tutor. You get to play with the Mongoose, which is like my secret favourite card. I have a lot of secret favourite cards and a lot of very public favourite cards. This opponent takes forever to do everything, don't they? Take a long time to sideboard, they take a long time to make their in-game decisions. It's a little bit annoying. Guess I keep. It's a bit of a shit hand though. My thinking is that Flame Slash and Weather the Storm are both very good. Snapcaster Flame Slash is very good. It's a bit annoying that this is a sorcery, so it means if it was a bolt, I could bolt on their turn. Can't really do that with Flame Slash, but Weather the Storm is probably going to be worth like 3 to 12 life on one of their big turns. Sorry, 9 to 12 life, like 3 or 4 copies. And obviously, it's at a minimum like 6 life, which is good. Because that counts as a couple of spells or 1 attack step or whatever. Yeah, my intention is probably just to get a tapped Stomping Ground here. I maybe should have mulliganed looking for a more aggressive hand, but yes, yeah, this is the correct land to tap. So the Goose was a nice draw, to be honest. Although it's not going to have Threshold for a little while. Still, you need a clock of some kind. I'm going to take the most conservative line. It may have been incorrect for me to play my land before doing this, because now would have actually been a fairly opportune time for the weather the storm. Well, we have no good blocks, and I'm quite happy to trade. So let's see what they say. This would also give me Delirium, so I could traverse post-combat. It was a very aggressive move from the opponent, and I don't think I'm too upset about it. I imagine we'll get a little more joy with a snap flame slash on the coming turn. Pardon me. Well, yeah, we're at 11, which is not a large amount. I also don't love having such a small graveyard. The goose is bad. The Bedlam Reveler is bad. The Traverse is kind of bad too. I'll be blocking with Snap, I think. Now we're just a sorcery or a astrolabe or some, not an astrolabe, sorry, a bauble or something away from getting Delirium, and that will help. There's a sorcery. Let's see what we draw. Land would be amazing. Then I can do something like Traverse plus Goyf. Got Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, that ain't the worst. Those are good cards. I'm fairly happy with those. If the opponent sacks the Islet to draw a card at the end of the turn, I will stomp the Swift Spear. I'm hoping they do. It seems quite likely. Yep, cool. I may need to weather the storm quite soon, but we're really not doing so bad. They must have a light up the stage. No? Okay, they were just spiking me because they can. Gonna mill them. Draw this island. Cast Traverse. Get a Tarmogoyf. Give myself Threshold as well, importantly. I'm not sure how safe I'm supposed to feel in terms of, do I just want to gain 9 to get out of range now? It seems like it's probably the best thing I can do. So next turn, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can Tarmogoyf and Reveler if we draw a land. Or we can Tarmogoyf and whatever we draw if we don't draw a land. Same applies if this hits a land. It does not. Don't think we want a goose. I think I'm quite happy with the steam vents. We can hold up Spell Pierce, which is nice. I think we've got this game all but sewn up. Just need to finish them off. The reason I'm happy to draw a land is because it lets me do stuff in addition to reveling next turn. Like, a Tarmogoyf would obviously be a really welcome draw, but if you do that plus revel, you kind of takes up too much of your turn. I'm just going to resubmit. And by too much of your turn, what I'm trying to say is you want to be able to revel with as little in your hand as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that went better. This is a very good hand. It's got all the enablers. It's just missing a Goyf, but we've got so many chances to hit one. And a second land, obviously, but that should be trivially easy to find with a once and a bauble and a traverse and stuff. Like, we can traverse for one if we need it. So we're hoping to either take a Tarmogoyf or a fetch or something. Storm count 1. It's funny when it tracks that because you've got a storm card somewhere in your 75. The game's like, I must track this. Take the Goyf. Stomping Ground. Cast Traverse. Get the island. Pass the turn. I'm going to do one in their upkeep and then another one in their draw step. Then I'll refuel on my turn and have a load of information to work with. The timing of your baubles only really matters against Thoughtseize decks, but most of the time the best use you can get out of them is when you have, for example, a fetch and a shock. You can decide whether you want to shuffle or not, having seen your top card, and then you can sequence your lands accordingly. If you know the next card is good, then it makes no sense to shuffle. I'm going to try and wait on the sinkhole so I don't have to destroy my whole graveyard, because I want to keep it full for Goyf and Reveler. But obviously if they play something frightening like a Kiln Fiend or their own Reveler, we might just have to do it. They shouldn't be able to revel anytime soon, should they? Once again, sorry about this long pause. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they can't believe Mishra's Bauble exists. Maybe they've never played Modern before. They're so surprised. They've got a Morphose. And the next draw step is a Light Up. Okay. Those are good cards. See, those two cards make me want to kill everything. The Light Up isn't in their hand yet. It's worth remembering that. Because obviously one appealing looking line would be attack and then Light Up, but they can't do that at the moment because this isn't available to them. Come on, opponent. Okay, so they're not scared of Pyroclasm, which is valid because it's not in my deck, but they don't know that. I also really like Pyroclasm and wonder if I should be playing it. Cards. Give me cards. It's a good one. Also a good one. And my draw for the turn. Ooh. Hopefully they can't attack. Yep. This is unsurprising, but probably bad for me. That's a lot of aggression. So that gets shrunk. I think I have to block. Oof. So I can traverse for a basic land because I need land. And I'm dead to 2 spells. Man, I don't think I can beat this draw. I just don't think I can beat it, which is really annoying. What can you do? They've got they've seen 10 cards and they've drawn 4 of their 8 best. It's just too good. For what it's worth, I think this red prowess deck is great, which is probably why it's at the top of the meta. But yeah, I can kind of get behind it as much as I wish I didn't have to. So we know they've got a Light Up the stage. Hopefully they can't cast it pre-combat. But yeah, if they've got 2 spells, we're in so much trouble. Now they can cast it. So, yeah, assuming... I'm just going to check what they're targeting me. Yeah, that's game. Okay, let's see if we can do a little bit better. I'm not 100% that matchup is particularly bad either. I suspect it's probably fine. I don't know if I played optimally. Game 1. Game 3 was we went in, but Game 1 we probably could have done more. I'd love to play first. Seems ridiculous to mulligan a hand which curves, you know, nice 1-drop into nice 2-drops. I'm not going to, but it would be. It's tempting to mull for a hand with a bauble or a once because they're so good. Gonna get breeding pool. Blue card would be nice. Something to pitch. We did not get it. Bottom both of those. Opponent knows the secrets. Unfortunately, they might not be doing something as wholesome as us. They might be. This all kind of smells a bit Temur. Ooh. Please don't have a spell snare. Snow covered. So this is like some kind of a Temur snow mid-range maybe. That looks like an Ice Fang Quattle if ever I saw one. I don't particularly want to suicide my Tarmogoyf, but I guess it gets me one closer to Delirium. Didn't expect that. We might get to spell snare something, you never know. No, they shocked for no reason, it seems. Oh no, they no, yeah, they could have still played the Quattle at the end of turn. I was going to say they may have realised that the Quattle didn't have Death Touch and had a change of heart, but doesn't really explain it. Okay, let's do some attacking. I certainly feel comfortable they don't have a Quattle now, which maybe was a massive trick. Sure. I guess that's fine. So they're just going to trade with my goose. And I think I accept that. Makes my Goyf a bit better. Gives me 3/4 of Delirium. Fair Temur-based mirrors are quite exciting. Like, if this is where Modern is now after all the bans and the format's shaken up a bit, I kind of like this place. What's this? Freaking Euro or something? A tracker, yeah. Yep. Gotta just make a clock. Oh, this is so good. Because they've done it on their turn, so I'm gonna pitch Spell Pierce to it. And then I've got lethal, so they have to chump with their tracker, which is hilarious, because that's obviously like the only thing they've got going on. My, I just missed lethal. I could have traversed for a Bone Crusher Giant. I'm a fucking idiot. But c'est la vie. They won't have a sweeper that can kill 4/5s in the main, will they? They don't have Cryptic Mana. They look dead to me. Can't believe I missed lethal. That's embarrassing. Do you know what's really annoying is it took me like half a second to see it, so that means if I just played half a second slower, we'd have already won this game. Oh. Well, no major problem there. I'm just going to sideboard lightly for now because we didn't get too much information and it's not like a familiar archetype we're playing against. The main reason for Royal Scions is that in fair games, Planeswalkers tend to be the best thing you can have going on. Or one of them at least. The other cards I considered were the Sinkhole, the Ooze. Maybe I want Disdainful Stroke, but I don't really know. Doesn't seem necessary to take it as a punt. Yeah, this is good. Bit greedy, but the Traverse can find me a second land if once doesn't. If once finds me a second land, then we're all set. We're good to go here. Nice. Gonna play my little baby Goyf. We're not very well set to beat Tarmogoyfs, it has to be said. Because, like, they're bound to be big because of what we're doing. And, yeah, we're not capable of dealing large chunks of damage. I suppose we're capable of matching them by having Goyfs of our own. Sorry, sequencing is so hard with this deck. I think I just want more lands. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm just going to Thought Scour myself at the end of the turn, which will make my Goose into a 3/4, a 3/3, sorry. So we take the hit for 3. Our life total is low. This must be... Okay, that doesn't directly impact the board, so I think I'm alright with it. Might be worth having something like Ooze in our deck for game 3, or Grafdigger's Cage and cutting the snaps maybe. Land is pretty good. There's only one sorcery in the graveyard at the moment, so I can... If I snap Serum, it shrinks their Goyf to a 4/5, and then I've got a block. But I've only got a block if nothing changes. Man, this is such a hard deck to play. I do like it though. Or I can traverse for a borrower and just try and tempo them. I'm gonna snap Serum. I can't do this. This is so ridiculous. Because this makes my goose back to a 1/1. Oh my god, Chris. You idiot. Oh my god. There was so much wrong with that, and that was after giving it a non-trivial amount of thought. Oh. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I didn't. I think we've lost this game. Yeah. At least we can kill that. However, the act of killing it will put another type in the yard. I have to take 4. Going to the mere 7, which isn't great. Okay. So, assuming they crack a clue now, they didn't. Oh, that's good discipline. I was going to tar fire the tracker. That's really good discipline from them. Can't think of a way for them to make a clue at instant speed. Got them. Good. Now we have large geese. Good for blocking. Hopefully they will escape Uro or something, and then we can like traverse for a borrower, put it back in their hand, slow them down a bit. That ain't shit. We really needed a basic forest so that I could... The fact that our basic is a mountain is a bit offensive. Well, do you know what? I'm going to pack this game in. We've got so few basics. Should have seen the Blood Moons coming, because I would build this deck with Blood Moons. So I want an ooze for sure. Do I want Grafdigger's Cage? Yes. And then I cut the 2 snaps. And I probably want Force of Negation for Blood Moon. It's much easier to sideboard when you know things. Sure, we'll just cut the 4th once again, same as we did before. We are a terrible Force of Negation deck. Do not have enough cards to go with it. Yeah, I think I'm keeping. I think I'm going to cast Serum Visions to try and set up a second land. Because they can't do too much Uro-y, Snapcaster-y goodness yet. I can't play Scared of Blood Moon, I just have to use my mana base correctly. Okay. I don't think opponent is being very sensible. You might want to wait for your like draw step to see what you've got. But what do I know? Might be over the top to want both Ooze and Breeding Pool. Sorry, Ooze and Cage, but that's what we're going for anyway. I wonder if they popped that Once Upon a Time up on my upkeep because they were desperately short of lands and had to make certain it definitely resolved. That's certainly possible. Playing around Spell Pierce, I suppose, but it just seems incorrect to me. But yeah. Note that they didn't fetch a basic, so maybe they're either less on the Blood Moon plan or okay. Yep. Unfortunately, we can't cast our frickin' our stuff, our red cards. But still, we've got reasonable pressure. I assume that Misty's coming back. Yep. Let's hope this works. I'll be upset if it gets bolted. Just playing around Blood Moon, even though I'd rather have red mana. Let's see what they're up to. Not a lot, which is good. Okay, we can traverse for a basic mountain in a minute. This is just a naked snap. It is. guess they're going to trade with my ooze, which I would ordinarily be very sad about, but because of Grafdigger's Cage, I'm only slightly sad. They can't ping the geese. They haven't... Okay, yeah. That's good. That's really good. Still, we can kill Ren. And our mongoose will be big. Soon, at least. They're not big yet. Just going to pass. I think we're quite far behind on account of opponent having lots of cards in hand, but I'm not sure they can attack. They'd be trading 6 for 6, assuming we get to put something in our graveyard. We're well set up to play through Blood Moon, and we're about to make a 4-3, which can double block with a goose. They probably will still attack. They're attacking first after all. Hopefully we draw something like a Serum Visions or a Thought Scour. Okay. Less scary than it might have been. The fact they didn't put a land in, that's quite scary. Thought Scour's great. I'm going to Thought Scour myself. Yeah. That's good. That's really good. We're pretty far behind now. I think my best draw from here would be a Traverse to get Bedlam, or just draw the Bedlam itself. I'm going to try, and if they bolt the Giant, I'm going to be miserable. Okay, that could have gone worse. That is not a Traverse. Quaddle, pretty good. That's not a good sign. Willingly trading 1 for 3 implies that you're not taking 3. Would be my summary of the situation. Or they've just got such a high virtual life total because of Euros. That could also be something to do with it. think we're getting out card advantaged here. I think our advantage is that our stuff is cheap and tempo-y, but it's not as powerful. Can't really kid myself that I'm able to go blow for blow with all these powerful things that also draw cards. It's quite cool though, being part of a weird Temur mid-range mirror. I guess maybe I'm more aggro than mid-range, but yeah, we just need to draw a Traverse or a Cantrip or a Bedlam Reveler or a Tarmogoyf. I'd be happy with a Tarmogoyf, although it does only trade here. Royal Scions, that would be a good one. Don't currently know what's going on. There's an unexplained short pause. Okay. Stuff makes sense again. That's probably good. The spell snare looks fairly awful, doesn't it? Here's the other coatl that we kind of knew about and kind of couldn't do anything about. Yeah, that happens. You should... Oh, they don't even have once mana, so I can't even punk them out. Yeah, we're done, aren't we? Toast, you might say. That was the most upset face I'm capable of making. Thank God for Grafdigger's Cage, otherwise this would be a complete mauling instead of just bad. That'll do it. I'm not bothering to play from just Bolt. Well, there we are. Let's see if we can turn things around. Never let it be said that I'm not, like, tenacious. Bit crap. And I guess less crap. I probably have to go pretty hard on the Reveler plan, considering I've mulliganed and we're on the play. Thought Scour is great with Reveler. Hopefully, if my turn 1 is Thought Scour me and my turn 2 is like Flame Slash your play plus Thought Scour me, turn 3 Reveler, that should be solid. This card is everywhere. Ah. This fucking thing. Perfect. My favourite. Okay. Drawing Spell Pierce is unfortunate. seems pretty unlikely to me that it's going to be relevant. That's a hell of a game one card, isn't it? That's pretty much a sideboard card against me. 1, 2, 3 only, so we're pretty far away from reveling still. 2 dead cards in hand. That's a reasonable draw. I think I just have to, once at the end of my opponent's turn, once I've got a bit more information, maybe I can brazen borrow the chalice or something. Or, what's it called? Oh, perfect. Didn't need the map or the Eldrazi temple. Fucking hell. Must be nice. Yeah, you can have that. Yep. Just trying to empty my hand before the inevitable replaying of the chalice. And we've got enough now to cast Reveler on the cheap, which is obviously the way you want to cast it. You don't want to be paying 8 for it, or anything like 8. Excuse me. They can chalice for almost any amount. I assume 1 is still the right amount, given that our deck has like 25 1-drops or something. Let's see what that actual number is. 4, 9, 12, 14, plus 6, 20 1-drops. 4 0-drops. Are we playing the very upsetting liquid metal coating game? I don't like that game. No, we're playing a similarly upsetting game. Chalice on 1 I can handle. Unfortunately, we have no good removal that costs more than 1 except for Bone Crusher Giant, so, well, at least we have no issue with pitching our hand. Come on, land Bone Crusher. Not it. Guess I'm attacking Khan. My one good use of Serum Visions is to trigger Prowess, which is quite amusing. The reason... oh no, it doesn't matter. I was going to say the reason to attack is that the Sky Sovereign can kill it, but it can't because of Shroud, so... Maybe now we're playing the liquid metal coating game. And what a game it is. Losing a land a turn, that's nice. It's fun. Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, I don't want to play. Fucking hell. Jesus! Sundering Titan. Jesus. Anyway, we have these. I guess these. And these. And maybe that. Nothing else helps. I do not really want to attack with Mongoose into Matter Shapers and Thought Not Seers. Spell Pierce seems bad. Let's try that. My removal, being bolts, is not well sized for Eldrazi Tron. Well. Well. I don't know if that was a good decision. Everything's fixed if we can... Like, if we draw exactly a green fetch, life's incredible. Excuse me. Look at this for a keep. I may go down in history as... This may go down in history as my dumbest ever play, but... We'll see. I'm almost certain it's technically incorrect, even if I get away with it, but... Ooh! Another opponent with the first possible action of the game once upon a time. When you're on the draw, that just seems bad to me. Like, don't you want a bit more information? I don't know. This is nice. Basic Forest is perfect. I'm going to bauble them, I suppose. Can't, okay. Can't say I'm very pleased to see that. Ho ho. Good one. If anything, we're flooding now. It's a good one. No surprises there. Thought Scour me. Try and draw a red source. We failed, but at least we milled some duds. There's a red source. They go and get their wastes, I assume, or maybe a forest. Now that they've got onces to cast, they might get a forest. Might tell us a bit about their hand. Okay, they probably have Eldrazi in hand. That's alright. Goyf. Not a Goyf. Probably force pitching Serum on that Karn if it comes down this turn, I think. Okay, you got it. Interested to see what they take. Brazen Borrower maybe, because it allows me to protect Royal Scions. They took force. That I guess lets them get their Karn down. So at the moment, my plan is to snap Bolt the Thought Knot during combat and trade snap plus Bolt for it, if that makes sense. Okay. I think it's probably all at Scions. I think it still has to be my plan then. Scions goes to 2. Draw a card. Tarfire might not be the one. I have one Magmatic Sinkhole. I can't remember if I brought it in or not. I did. It's very helpful at least. It's good to know. Stroke. That seems good. If only I had more blue mana. Ugh. Okay. Or a Tarmogoyf. I'd kill for a Tarmogoyf. Scions has done some good work this game. I can't be disappointed with it. Chalice on 1. I did bring in my grudges. I guess that's okay. Petty Theft. Pitching one of my 1 mana spells. Somewhat unsurprising. Can stroke it on the way back down. And then just use Scions to try and dig for a Tarmogoyf to win the bloody game. That's all I want. Is a Tarmogoyf. Infinite 1-mana spells, obviously. Whoa, we are having fun, are we? Well, that's a castable spell that might find a Tarmogoyf. That's about the best thing I could have asked for, all things considered. Maybe I was supposed to do it on my turn in case I hit a Bedlam Reveler, actually. That was really bad. I had it in my head that I was doing it on their turn. Okay, we kind of knew about that. Not that it's very good for us, but still. See what they get. Crypt. Pretty good. Yep. Yup. Good against my deck. Well, got punished pretty hard for the way I played that last turn. Good draw. Well, 1 out of 3 is good. This is such a ridiculous game. I think we're starting to slightly pull ahead, but I'm not even sure. If we get to ult the Scions, that'll be a big win. See what they're tutoring. Is it going to be the boat? Deal 3 to Scions, maybe. Bridge? They've got a handful of cards, it wouldn't be a bridge. Pretty impressed with Royal Scions this game. Not gonna lie, it's probably the only reason I'm not dead. That and my sweet, sweet plays. Because I'm so freaking good at this game. Fucking hell. You have hexproof. Alright, suit yourself. I'll kill you with not burn. Protects them from Scion's ult, I suppose. Or is that an each opponent? Any target, okay. So in order to use my Mishra's Bauble, I have to first kill Khan. Makes complete sense. I can't target them, that's jokes. Once is my next draw step, okay. Well, I think that's lethal, right? 4 plus 7 plus 3. Like we were a prowess trigger off of lethal. Or lethal with the scions. So yeah, we're in the driver's seat. In spite of the freaking Witchbane orb, which I must confess I didn't see coming. That was a surprise to me. Ooh. Ooh. Left themselves on 11. I wonder if they've noticed. Let's try attacking for lethal and see if they do anything. Okay. Well, I don't think anything has changed. So, let's see. Ah, yeah. No, Royal Scions was super impressive, and I want another one. And I probably don't want a 1-drop. There we go. That's... Oh. I probably do want Rex Age. Come on, quick, brain, brain, brain. Please. 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 Game, let me change. Please. It won't let me change. This is upsetting. Please. I didn't mean to click submit. Fucking hell. Alright. Well, I think I'm keeping. I would describe this hand as solid, but not very spectacular. Not very good against a Chalice on 1, but I suppose not terrible. Oh, they've mulled to 5. This is lovely. That'll teach them to put Matter Reshaper in their deck. It's a good one. Ballista. The reason for getting the forest is that this gets basic island, and then I'm insulated under my own blood moons if I'm lucky enough to draw. Oh, never mind. I was going to say if I'm lucky enough to draw one, but now we have perfect mana and a red source. Even better. Is this a Thought Knot Seer? Take your Flame Slash. No, it's a Ballista. Happy with that. Okay, that would be annoying if we weren't really, really well insulated against it. Like, it's so easy for us to make the Goyf into a 5/6 from here. It's not a problem, really. Just going to pass. Makes more sense to try and ambush them. Hopefully they'll go for a... Oh no, it's not actually really an ambush, is it? Because they can use the ballista to finish it off. That's fine. Let's see what they choose. Probably something that dies to Ancient Grudge would be my guess. Mwahaha. That does indeed die to Ancient Grudge. You got me, opponent. Mill the good cards. Get the bad ones. Always a delight. Can't be activated. Perfect, I forgot that. Give them the choice. I imagine they'll probably let Khan die, given that I'm on 11. Once. Do I want a once? Do I have a choice? So I'm hoping the Scions will soak up 5 damage. Ooh, that's more like it. Is this a big boat? It is. Yep, and then finish it with the Smasher, I guess. Yep, and that's all fairly acceptable. So I think my turn is pretty scripted. It's going to be Blood Moon plus either Once or Grudge, depending on whether they crew the Sky Sovereign. Okay, pretty good. Opponent's making some baffling decisions. Reveler is nice, man. That's really good here. So I think I have to grudge this. Flame Slash, the Death Touch one. Cast this and sort of refuel a bit. Solid. I like all that. Got a Thought Scour. Bottom the Misty, top the Giant. It's all looking pretty good. Other than the fact we're on 11 and they have a boat. They can kill me in 2.5, well, 3 attacks with the Sky Sovereign. So I do need to either take them off crewing it or kill it. But I still think that was the correct use of my grudge. Because it let me... Yeah, Worm Coil was going to be a problem, basically. That seems like the wrong thing to crew with. But yeah, we take it. Yep, that's 3 damage, I guess. They have a Walking Ballista. Oh shit, no, we're dead in 2 attacks. In my head that thing's a 5/5, not a 6/5. I need some help. Oh, I know what my top card is. It's a Bone Crusher. Okay. Serum Visions. Come on, Ancient Grudge. Oh, yes! Let's grudge that. Probably shouldn't have done this yet, but whatever. Maximum rudeness. That was a mistake. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. That was a really good draw. Opponent has 7 mana. They can just cast a Karn. Chalice for 1. Nice. Can't say I'm too upset about that. So I'm going to grudge this, which should get through the Chalice because it has a CMC of 2. Going to attack for lethal. And if they block the Bedlam Reveler, that's fine because I just stomp their face. Yay! Crushing them. They didn't even wait to see if they could top deck. Oh, they went to 0. Oh, 12. Yeah, that's lethal. Duh. I was thinking they were going to 2. And they'd scoot. Which seemed folly with smashes in your deck and me on 5 was the point I was incorrectly trying to make. I would like to play first. Yeah, another solid hand. Be either using Thought Scour or Tarfire, depending on what happens. It might be like a Astrolabe or something. It is indeed. Okay, this must be the Urza deck. Looking at themselves, okay. Flame Slash is actually quite a nice one because it can kill an Urza. Sure thing, boss. Maybe they take the Traverse or the Borrower. Can't imagine they take a removal spell. So that's lethal for next turn. So they have to do something. And they can't just make a blocker with less than 4 toughness. That doesn't seem very good. Okay, that's pretty good. Come on, burn. Nope. Nimble Mongoose being hexproof is definitely a thing. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. How have they done so little? I don't really understand. Okay, nice. Don't really know what opponent's doing. That doesn't stop the Sword of the Meek. Ooze does. Sage. Grudge. I guess Sinkhole and Stroke all seem relevant. It's quite a lot. Quite a lot of stuff to consider. I suspect I don't want too much removal, I don't think. Goyf is bad against Fatal Push. But I probably don't want 0. Maybe leave 1 in to traverse for. Don't want too that effect. Just going to trim numbers rather than cutting anything outright. I think there's a case to be made for all of this stuff. Can I try like that? Totally unscientific. Seems like a fairly easy mulligan. That's an amazing draw. Shouldn't have done that then because they have Thoughtseize. Still, it's good to know about Urza. Good to know that we're in a lot of trouble in 3 turns' time. Pretty good, but my hand is pretty good. I think if they're thinking ahead, they want to take my goose. Yeah, they did. Okay. Good for them. Hilarious. Brutal for the opponent. Mill a grudge as well. That's so good. I'm going to look forward to grudging that talisman. Milling the Staticaster is less exciting. I assume this is Urza. Okay. Definitely the aggressor, so I have to attack and pass. Draw the grudge, which we are not unhappy about. See if they'll let me attack. They will. I've nothing very exciting in the graveyard, but that's fine. I'm going to pass with all my interaction available. They're at 5. Fuck me. I just realised they didn't block with Urza, presumably out of fear. Yeah. This is going to be good. Oh, I shouldn't have been. Sure, they've got no black, so it's like a slightly unexciting spell bomb. I'm not going to fetch, but I am going to once. Rex Sage is nice. I don't currently have any good attacks. Just have to pass. They should not have done that. They seem to decline to cast for some reason. Yeah, bitch. It's more like it. The power of the goose. The goose is good. Good enough. Fun. This is like regular Tron at least, so it's a different deck we get to muck about against. I think I made a mistake there because I changed my mind halfway through. And now I regret everything. So I should have used... I thought I might want to hold up Spell Pierce for Sylvan Scrying, and then I decided not to. So it was probably better to just play the Breeding Pool. Because now I've given myself bad mana, because I'm very green heavy. Which I did not want. Well, if we get to Spell Pierce that on turn 4, that will make me very happy. Thought Scour is nice. There is very little to gain from casting it now, because that wouldn't put me up to 7 in the graveyard. So I'm just going to get an island, and I'm going to hold up Spell Pierce in case I get a chance to snag something interesting. I'd say that counts. Oh yes, they missed a land drop. That's great. I think we've got them right, right where we want them by their Spirit Dragon balls. That protects our geese. was the reveal? Stirrings, okay. That's probably a land. Goyf could represent lethal. I haven't done any maths yet. It does, that's good. Alright. This is pretty great. Doing a lot of bad sequencing here, like casting spells earlier than I should and stuff, but I'm just very comfortable with this game. I think we've crushed them. Like, how do they get out of this? They can't dismember. None of my stuff dies to dismember. Exactly Relic would get me. Okay, good. I think that's everything I'm interested in, and probably Royal Scions. I think. Don't think I want Spell Pierce, especially now they've seen it. Or Force. Or Small Removal. Keep the bolts in for face. Yeah, that looks fine to me. That looks pretty good. Three Traverse. It's a lot of Traverse. But we've also got one, two... Yeah, I guess if I use one to get a land, then I've got Delirium for the other two. That seems great. We've got a Grudge. Considering how I feel about Tron, you could even say this is a Grudge match, couldn't you? Isn't that funny? I guess I'm gonna get Breeding Pool. Get my basic island. Bauble the opponent and pass. Classic turn 1 Delirium. It happens an astonishing amount with this deck, actually. It's quite incredible. Yeah, playing around whatever they think I'm up to. I'm just going to keep throwing Tarmogoyfs at them until they get annoyed. That's literally my whole plan. Okay. They've got the Tron rolled up. Just keep getting Goyfs, man. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else. Just infinite Tarmogoyfs. Here's the Tron. Don't Ugin me, bro. Okay. Nice. I'll make them regret it if they try and get fancy with their O-Stone. They do not. Very astute. Sure. Mm-hmm. Do I want to bolt them? Yeah. Then I can traverse for a snappy and get to work. Right. Ooh! It's a fun one. Stating the obvious, we want them to pop it before we cast the Blood Moon. I wonder if they'll go get a basic. They did not. So we don't really have them under any pressure, but their life kind of sucks, so that's good. Not being able to cast Brazen Borrower was it's incredibly awkward. That may have been a mistake. I wonder if I've just lost the game. Sure. What I can do is I can end of turn bounce my Blood Moon, play my Borrower, and then recast the Blood Moon, which is quite amusing. Because all their stuff is sorcery speed. Oh yeah, you can't petty theft your own stuff. That's not how the card works, Chris. It'd be funny if it wasn't. It'd be funny if it wasn't going to kill me. Oh god. I think I've blown it. I think I've completely blown it. Oh, so stupid. Okay, I can cast it, I guess. Oh, that was funny. Chris, come on, mate. Ooh, a Thragtusk, that's good. Okay. Spell. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's this game is funny, and I deserve it. I assume that's their land, yeah. This is hilarious. Thought Scour me. Come on, Goif. Bone Crusher Giant, nice. Stomp you. Make a body. Go. Now we're getting somewhere. We've got a 4-turn clock. It's milled my last traverse. That can only be a good thing. Oh god. Oh Christ. At least I have another Blood Moon. Please don't do anything busted. Okay. This game is insanely stupid. Oh, they killed my thingy. The swines. The absolute swines. What are they getting? Can't be Blast Zone. What could they get? Field of Ruin, okay. This is ace. This is so good. I believe this is what you call reaping what you sow. You play shit, you get punished. Look at these graveyards. Mahusive. What's opponent up to? With their green floater. Mill myself. Nice. Now I can cast my Brazen Borrower, of which I only have one. This is so good. Nobody's doing anything. Yes. Come on, Borrower. The goose. The goose. Can't cast it. This is ace. I'm happy with this. Not really. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of mana. Wormcoil, that's the one we can deal with. Thought about playing the goose, but I really can't let them gain any life. It's just going to make my life so difficult. I think I've ever seen two people draw worse. I hope they don't play Anu again. Oh, what a game this is. That's more like it. That's an 8-9. That is a full-blown 8-9. You do not get an 8-9 Goyf very often. That's almost worth taking a picture. Got a tiny bit of. I've got 2 more bolts, 2 snapcasters, and a Royal Scions for lethal this turn. Stroke is probably enough to lock the game up. Do we get the concession? Oh, this is like turn 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. They've missed 1 land drop in 18 turns. Oh my god. Doesn't Tron only play 20 lands? I imagine they might be saying something grumpy in the chat. Never mind, it's all done now. Well, there we go. We got a satisfactory 3-2. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought the deck was gas. And, yeah. Play Temur Traverse. It's the one. See you guys next time.